about keto versus intermittent fasting. So everyone's trying to lose weight in 2022. Bottom line, what program should you choose? So let's talk about keto first. Keto is basically a meal program in which you want to try to consume a certain amount of micronutrients as well as macronutrients, as well as healthy fats, lean meats. You want to lower the amount of carbohydrates that you consume as well, anywhere from 20 to 60 grams of carbohydrates in a day. Now, that's all fine and good. It sounds great, but the bottom line is there's a problem. Every time you consume carbohydrates, even in low amounts, you spike insulin and mTOR. And when you spike insulin, you go from a fat burning mode to fat storage mode. Insulin stores fat. Your counter-regulatory hormones unpack the fat. That's your noradrenaline, your sympathetic nervous system, cortisol, and your human growth hormone. So that's when you get into that state. So when your insulin is high, you're in fat packing mode. When insulin is low and mTOR is low, you're in fat burning mode. So you can't have both. So, but with keto, you're working out, you're doing the things you need to do. If you're snacking all the time, you're spiking insulin. So although you'll get benefits and you'll burn some ketones through the process, you won't get as much of a high degree of burning those ketones as you would with intermittent fasting. Because when you're in a state of fasting, you're in perpetual fat burning mode until you spike your insulin, and then you get kicked out, just like ketosis. But if you're doing some of the longer fasts, like 16, 24, 48 hours, you're burning the deep fat stores. Your counter-regulatory hormones are pulling from those fat stores to sustain the body. You're going through a process called gluconeogenesis. You're breaking down compromised proteins. You're kicking into autophagy. Now, I spoke about autophagy earlier. When mTOR is high and you're in a feeding mode, then your autophagy levels are low. Now, when mTOR is low, and mTOR really does a lot of the protein photosynthesis, breaks down those amino acids, but when your protein or mTOR levels are low, then your autophagy level shoots up. Now, autophagy is what breaks down all your compromised proteins, your cells that are compromised, and it brings about a rejuvenative process and the production of new proteins, as well as this thing called collagen. Now, everyone wants collagen injections to give you that loose or tighten your skin and take all the loose skin out and give you a youthful look. That's what collagen does. Autophagy, after you have a high or a period or high activity of autophagy, the next process that sweeps through is a boost in collagen production. Now, you don't get that with keto. You don't get autophagy with keto. And because you're pulling from the deep fat stores with fasting or intermittent fasting, you don't get that high degree of fat burn and ketosis that you get with a 36, 48-hour fast, along with the autophagy and the rejuvenation of, broken down compromised cells. Now, when you go through a weight management process and you start to lose weight, you end up getting loose skin. Autophagy tightens your skin with that collagen production. It's a whole process that takes you from someone who might have a whole bunch of loose skin to having very little loose skin because you've gone to those deeper fasts. That's the benefit of autophagy. You don't get that in ketosis or keto. A keto diet doesn't provide that degree and that level of autophagy, which is so important. Now, I know personally, because I've lost 50 pounds, and if you look at some of the pictures that I have on my my YouTube channel, you can see that my skin is pretty tight. At 52, I've gone through that process because I've done some of the longer fasts and noticed that my skin is tightened, whether it's around my midsection, my face, my arms. I still have a little bit of loose skin, but it's not nothing like it could have been if I didn't do some of those deeper fasts. And that's a benefit. Now, here's what I would tell you. It's really not about which one's better. You can use both to have a powerful process. Because keto is just a meal plan. It's a low carb meal plan. So if you take your fasting and you do 16, 20 hours, 24-hour fasting, and then when you're in the feeding zone, you do a keto meal plan that has low carbs, that will give you the ability to be in ketosis longer and faster in terms of when you start your fasting, because you got low carbs and then you won't have as much cravings. I went through a meal plan in which I just ate what I wanted to eat. I probably could have lost, I lost 50 pounds. I probably could have, and it took me literally the whole year to do it, but there were some drawbacks to it, but then there was also some benefits. So the drawbacks is I could have lost more weight in 2021 than I did. But I didn't count calories. I ate what I wanted to eat. If I wanted to have a beer, I had a beer. But when it was time to fast, I fasted. I fasted for the last half of 2021. I fasted for 3,500 hours, and I believe there's only 4,300 or 4,200 hours from July 1 to December 31st. So I fasted and was in a fasted state for about, if you look at the numbers, I think that's probably 78, 79% of the time I was in a fasted state. So, but I ate what I wanted to. If I wanted to eat something, I ate it. There was no calorie counting. There was no crazy stuff. But I lost weight, and I can't complain because I never thought I would lose 50 pounds when I got up to 270. I never saw getting back down to my college weight, which was right around 218 pounds. So I'm happy about that. I didn't incorporate, the keto into my diet, but what I did incorporate into my program was fasted state workouts. And what that really is the ability to go out and be in a fasted state at hour 12 of a 20-hour fast and go kick off and do 10 miles and then hold that until hour 20 and not eat until hour 20. So 8 hours after you ran, 10 miles, and then do a fast, and then, continually fast until hour 20. And I got great results. But again, I wasn't, all conscious about, what I ate. Now, the benefit of that was I stuck to the plan because it was sustainable. I got the ability to eat what I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat it. And that was the thing that held me on from fasting from July 1 through 2 vacations, a wedding, Thanksgiving and Christmas. I did it all, and New Year's. So you got to look at sometimes the plan that's going to keep you on the path. And again, I have fasted for, 6 months straight, whether it was 16 hours, 12 hours, 36, 24, 48. I've fasted my behind off. And I've kept the weight off. So sometimes, you can combine programs to get the benefit. And I wouldn't say one's better than the other. One's going to give you benefits, but if you combine them together, keto and intermittent fasting, and what I do is called vertical fasting. You can go to verticalfasting.com and you can see exactly, how our program is. We do 60-day, 90-day, and year subscriptions if you're interested in having a similar journey as I had and losing weight and feeling healthy. Now, what were the benefits? So the benefits were I lost the weight, my blood pressure went down to where my doctor can't say anything to me, my insulin levels went down to where my doctor can't say a damn thing to me, cholesterol levels went down to where my doctor can't say a damn thing except keep up the good work. I am not part of the metabolic syndrome crowd. I do not have any of those issues. I don't have. Now, usually African Americans in a high-risk group. I'm not in that group because I've handled my business and I don't have to worry about those types of things. And I'm trying to encourage other African Americans and people around the world, people who see this video, to look at vertical fasting, look at keto, and really look at their health situation and make a change. Visit us at verticalfasting.com. We've got a program. We can help you lose your weight. And it's not everyone getting to a ripped state of mind or a ripped state of body. It's about getting to a healthy state. And if you want to get to a healthy state and get those health metrics in check, we'll see you over at verticalfasting.com. Take care.